For all of my perfectionist friends out there, today's video is for you. If you're doing any sort of content creation that involves writing or brainstorming ideas, scripting out a video, marketing, or really any kind of thing that involves text, then today I have a free tool that's going to be super helpful for you. Now, let's face it, us perfectionists take a lot of time to get things done because we're trying to get perfect punctuation, perfect spelling, perfect words. We're trying to use the thesaurus to find a better word than this other word, or really trying to get across our idea and our message in the best way possible. But oftentimes we can get bogged down with all of that perfectionistic kind of stuff, all the picking the right word and picking the best punctuation and the right structure. Now, of course, having a final blog post or video script or whatever that's exactly how we want it is a great goal. But when we're starting out writing or starting out brainstorming and just trying to get things out of our heads and onto paper or screen, whatever that is, trying to make it perfect right from the get-go is really going to slow us down. And not only that, but the longer that we take to get those ideas out of our head and onto paper or onto screen, the more ideas that we're going to end up losing, because our brains work really fast, but our fingers can't always work that quickly. And if we're trying to perfect every sentence before we move on to the next thought that we had, it's going to take a long time to get everything out there onto the screen, and we're going to end up missing thoughts that go by that we just can't keep up with, right? So today I want to share a free tool with you that I've found to be really helpful, and I've seen online it's been used quite a bit for people who find themselves getting stuck in this trap of perfectionistic writing, and it also makes it kind of fun too. Now, this free tool that I'm talking about is called the Most Dangerous Writing App. And while it says app in the name, it's not like a computer app, it's more like just a web page. This tool was created by Squibbler, for any writers out there who are familiar with that. And I'll include the link down below. This is not sponsored or anything, it's free, but I think this is an awesome tool and it's definitely worth trying out. Now, basically what happens is you start off by picking some sort of endpoint. So that could be a word count that you're trying to aim for, or just a certain amount of time. So you can aim for 500 words, or you can aim for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it is. There is also an option to select a prompt. If you have no idea what to write about and you just want to practice your writing skills or just kind of try this out and have fun with it, you can select it to generate a prompt for you as well. Once you hit go, do not stop writing. So the idea with this, and the reason why it's called the Most Dangerous Writing App, is that as you're writing, it's kind of timing you a little bit. So if you stop, it's going to erase everything that you've written if you don't keep writing. So you get maybe a few seconds to pause for a second, but if you try to go back and edit a bunch of things or pause for too long to try and think of that perfect word or whatever it is, it's going to start blurring out the screen, and you're going to kind of get the idea that it's getting a little bit dangerous, and then it's going to wipe it all out. So you really have to keep going. You really have to just keep writing, dump all of your ideas out there on paper or on screen, whatever. And at the end, once you reach that goal of the time limit that you set or the word count, then your work is safe. So after that point, you can copy it and paste it to whatever your other program is that you're going to use to edit it, or you can use their exporting feature with those options, but you're no longer at risk of losing your work after that. But you have to reach that before you can actually take a break. Now, the reason that this is so helpful is that it just keeps you going. So you have to get all those ideas out as quickly as possible, and it saves all those ideas from getting lost in the perfectionistic editing as you go. So really this encourages you to get that first messy draft out on paper and then worry about the editing afterwards, after you've gotten your ideas out there, after you have something to work with. Because if we're trying to edit as we go and trying to make it perfect as we go, we don't know what the rest of it's looking like yet. So it's really hard to actually make it perfect if we don't even know what the rest of it is that we're working with. So once we have something, we can then work on editing it, then work on changing around the structure and finding those perfect words and fixing the sentences and all that. But first, you really just need to have something to start with. And this is the first draft. This is getting all your ideas out there, and this tool is really helpful for doing that. As you're writing, there's also a little progress bar along the top, so you can see kind of where you are and how close you are to reaching that time limit or getting to that word count that you set as your goal. Also, a fun little note about this, if you look at the word counts that you have as your goals or your options, There are some that look kind of normal, like 75 words, 150, 250, 500, and those seem pretty normal, like normal options that you might choose. And then the last one is 1,667, and that probably looks like a very strange choice for a word count, but there is a reason behind that. And if there are any writers out there, you may be familiar with NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month, which is the month of November. And the kind of challenge in that month is to write a 50,000 word novel in the month of November. So if you take those 50,000 words and divide them by the 30 days in November, you get approximately 1,667 words per day. So that's where that option comes from, in case you are curious. Another great way to use this little tool that's really helpful as well is to kind of use it as a journaling exercise. You could make this a daily thing and set a limit for like 5 or 10 minutes a day or 500 words a day, and just kind of journal out all your ideas, whether it's before you get started working or by the end of the day, what you've learned. And that's a really fun way to use this as well, and it kind of gets you to really think about things sort of fast-paced in the moment. Don't take too long to overthink things, but just get them all down there, because you can't stop writing or else you lose it all. So go try it out. I think it's pretty fun. I hope you enjoy it as well, and once you get a little practice, try out the hardcore mode as well. Have fun, enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.